welcome to Tarot for Good. I'm Renee, a professional tarot reader, certified yoga instructor, and level 2 Reiki practitioner. I'm happy to have you here. Each week I put out a video on something related to tarot, card readings, unboxings, deck and book reviews, etc. This week I've got a tarot deck review. We'll be checking out my favorite deck of all time, the Good Karma Tarot, published by O in 2021. Tarot is a powerful tool because it helps us tap into our own intuition. We already have all the answers we seek inside of us, but it can be hard to hear through the noise of the world. Tarot helps spark that connection to our divine knowing. This is why I love tarot so much, and the deck that helped me learn tarot is still my #1 favorite. The Good Karma Tarot, A Beginner's Guide to Reading the Cards by Kerry Ward. This amazing deck is for beginners and advanced tarot readers both, I think. It's geared towards beginners, but I think anyone can benefit. I really like this deck because the image on each card really expresses the meaning. Like without even looking at the guidebook, you can intuitively know what the card represents just from the image, which it just really clicked for me. The guidebook itself is geared towards beginners, and it has like an introduction, kind of goes through has table of contents, which is always great. I hate it when people don't have a table of contents. And then it debunks some tarot myths, which I think is also great especially if you're a beginner and you don't really know much about tarot. Like you might have heard some weird stuff, right? And then it goes into the major arcana and then the minor arcana, and at the end it has spreads. And I always find that I get really spot on readings when I use these spreads that they have. There's quite a few. There's the week ahead spread, the birthday or new year reading, future love, soulmate spread, exes or past relationship spread, career pathways, and understanding myself through tarot. The description of each card is easy to understand with the right amount of detail, at least in my opinion. There's not too much detail, but there's just enough that gives you really like the essence of a card. It also has a section where it describes what the card looks like in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. The deck follows the Rider-Waite Smith style tarot, but some of the pictures are just slightly different, and so it kind of recaps what it looks like in the Rider-Waite Smith deck. And my favorite part of each description is this good karma tip, because I really find that the good karma tip just like perfectly captures the essential essence of each tarot card. So for justice, we've got, in times of injustice, do the right thing and let karma sort the rest. And then Wheel of Fortune, old ways won't open new doors. That makes a lot of sense for that. And then like if we go to the minor arcana, right, it's the same idea, picture, description, describes what it looks like in the Rider-Waite Smith, and then it has the good karma tip. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have, and that's for the Page of Cups. Again, I feel like that really encapsulates what the Page of Cups is about. And then like for the Knight of Cups, too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears, like, I don't know, I just find that they're really there's a lot of good insights into the cards just from this little book, which is why I really enjoyed it as a beginner. It really helps me to connect and learn the tarot. I know not everyone's the same, so pick whatever deck resonates for you, but this is the one that resonated for me, so that's why I'm sharing it. So then the things that I'm not a huge fan of about this deck are actually like the physical cards themselves. So one, it comes split in two like this, which makes it kind of hard to like get out of the, I mean, it's not that big a deal, but it's not the most graceful way of getting cards out of a box. And then the card stock, for me, the cards are a little too stiff. Like they're just not quite flexible enough for me, but I like my tarot cards really, really flexible. They're high gloss, as you can see the gloss, which some people really don't like, but I don't mind. It makes the card last longer if it's high gloss. I have small hands, so I almost always feel like tarot and oracle card decks are too big, right? Like this, I have to really kind of stretch my hand to get my hand on that, which then the size plus the flexibility of the cardstock makes it hard for me to shuffle, a little bit harder for me to shuffle than like some other decks, but it's also not the worst one either. I have other decks that are even stiffer or even bigger, even harder to shuffle, so it's definitely not the worst that I've tried. Even if I do have some gripes with the cardstock, when you look at the picture on each card, the artwork is great, and the image, like I said, it just really provokes, at least for me, really good intuitive hits. So I forgive, you know, my gripes with the with the card paper because of the images and how good they are at getting my intuition going. And you just really get a feeling for, you know, like you can kind of figure out what this card is about just from the picture without even, and I can connect to it more than like the traditional Rider-Waite cards. It's also really great because this deck has a lot of diversity. And that's really important because you need to be able to see yourself in a deck in order to connect to it, right? So the more diverse cast, the more people can really see themselves and connect. Like, look, Four of Cups here. I mean, I feel like you know exactly what that card means without even looking up, just by the picture, right? And that's why I really love this deck, and that's why it was great for me learning. I promise I'm not sponsored or anything. I just really like this deck. But everyone, you know, likes their own, so drop a comment, tell me what deck is your favorite, which one did you learn on. I do most of my private readings with this deck, for the good of all or not at all. Thanks for checking out my channel. Join me next week for a group tarot reading. If you liked this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing so you're notified of future videos. If you want to book a private reading with me, head over to my website, tarotforgood.com. If it's your first time, you can use discount code newbie15 for 15% off. Bye for now, and have a great week.